apparently there is no way with them. So we will try to have simple and light proposition for the build for the construction during the camp.
The what
We will try to have simple and light proposition for the build for the construction during the camp.
the what
We will try to have simple and light
That's you again.
yes, it's weird.
What is
I
this?
don't know what's going on. You're like in loop.
Okay.
This is not
Did you
going
do
well.
that? No,
No, no, yo lo tengo apagado.
Maybe we are going out and getting in another time. I don't know.
No, but it's coming out from your micro. Well, bye. Hi, Danny.
Hi. How are you?
Fine, fine. We are having troubles here.
I had seen your pictures. You're having fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
little bit.
We were in two hangouts. That was the problem. Now we are just in one.
Okay.
Sorry. We were saying that we had some problems with the stockage with the people of DOC, that they are a collective of artists that they have a building really near. So we thought basically that each one could bring an object like versatile or hybrid, which we can utilize, or each one to protect for the rain. But it's just we thought to discuss about it.
To find a manner to produce a kind of scenography with simple objects which can be duplicate in the space with a simple way. So we reflect about it. So Maria write propose a note about it. I don't know if you saw this.
Maria, I know your microphone is not working, but maybe if you want, you can write notes. But because I think you are the strongest in the ideas, like I don't know exactly. But the thing is, the idea is the object will be something visible, as Aurelie was telling to you. The construct scenography will
That can be a big balloon, or that can be something really simple. What we use in the public space to sit and to have a signal in the public space, individual and so collective signal in the public space. And because in fact we think about we thought about this because we saw during Nuit debout there is Nuit debout Place des Fêtes. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
And we observed that we observed
yes,
we looked that there is spontaneous agora, spontaneous place used
the circle,
like
spiral.
and so there is furniture in this space, and maybe that can be a solution to propose just something really light and complementary to this.
It's something we have to discuss. I think the proposition of the areas and the spaces, it's really good and interesting to think different areas to do different activities. We have also to think which kind of activities we can we're gonna make between us, and which kind of activities we could make with the people in the street, about language, about exchanging, and also as Nuit debout is going on and in the place, maybe to think about which are going to be in our relation in this kind of meetings. But it's all that we have to discuss.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. Well, but the module it's not that we have to design a single furniture, but we have to take with us an object. It's just that, right? Okay.
That's the proposition.
Okay.
Peut-être qu'il peut y avoir aussi des petits ateliers à côté.
Ouais. There's also the market working 3 days, and I don't know, we have to discuss if we are going to do workshops with the people in the neighborhood. There's some part of us that we are really interested on that. There's another part who are more interesting than the camp works more close. So I think it's something we have to discuss. But maybe we can use some of the boxes of the market. They are on wood to construct something with the people of the neighborhood, like a workshop, something like that. Not something really complicated, and definitely we cannot think that will be the center of our actions. But it's a possibility. The materials, the market days are Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. So maybe Tuesday and Friday that the materials are going to be there.
That's a Monday. And the Monday is
Tuesday, Monday will be a day off.
Yeah. Day off.
So we are going to have nothing. And Sbiat also has asked for the municipality, and they agreed to give us Tuesday, Wednesday, and the next Wednesday, Thursday. Sorry, the bench and the chairs. I don't know how many we can count, but there is they're on the list.
Yeah, because the municipality explained us that they won't absolutely have security furniture, and so if we build our own furniture during the camp, it's possible that we will have problem about security and the municipality. That's why we try to find other ways. It's not the best solution, but it's one possible way.
I think Maria wants to say something. We can try if your microphone is working properly.
Can you listen to
me?
Yes? Okay. So yeah, I was just would like to say that the idea, it was there was three basic things. One was to get lighter the work of the team of logistic, because they were really using time and consuming time without real results. And we have a lot of things to do, so maybe they can concentrate their efforts on other logistic things. The other thing, it was to not to get I wouldn't say closed, not speak about closed, but it was the idea that we don't depend on anything of we are not depending of the market, or somebody will give us, or some place that we will have to stock storage. So the idea is that the community could have an element to use, to sit, and eventually to construct, that belongs to each one of us, and with that we can do lots of things, but we don't depend on nobody. So that's why we thought, without of course each one can have some first ideas about which can be this module, but the idea is to develop together, and that's why we were starting to propose a constraint charter, saying, okay, something that goes inside a luggage in the plane, something that is light, something that we can have it on the day and turn it off on the night. So together to define the constraints, and that everybody could bring it, use it, and together, and I think it's very interesting, this idea that is an individual object, and that together we can do something else. And the idea was also maybe to the third thing, it was to use the work that we sought on the drive. We didn't saw all the hangouts, but we read some documents on the drive, and exactly to give the team of design building more time not to develop something that was very complex, and is also to avoid that the need of tools, and so try to really put all the things that are heavy and difficult and that need assurances and whatever, put it out and let time for the persons of the design building to concentrate efforts about what we were thinking you were already doing, that is about how design the people, and eventually with this module on the place. So, okay, we will need different spaces, and these will have like peoples in circles, peoples in squares. Maybe we can define some areas. So this is other kind of designing really with the people, like people as elements of space structuration. And what I understood that you were already developing these ideas about closing debate spaces, or exchanging maybe a place that people could be higher or lower, horizontally, etc. And just maybe one last thing. It's about the chairs and the benches. To work, of course, it will be useful to have tables. But I don't know how we can use this, because the problem, I think, orally, it's not the municipality that is giving us the tables. It was what I understood, that is Sviat is in contact with an association that can give us chairs and tables that are limited. But the problem is, again, that they have to be certificated, and also there's a caution. So there's kind of 1,000 euros caution, that Viat was okay to do it by himself, but personally I think it's not a good idea that he puts a caution like this. So again, the idea is to together define a solution that we can make nobody else. So we are not depending of municipalities, but after that doesn't mean that what Nalia was saying doesn't mean that we will interact with the people around. We are open, but we can do this. Sorry, it was a little bit too long, but thank you.
We have to pay for the furniture that SPF talked about it in Slack. The 12 tables, 24 benches.
A caution.
Could you speak
louder because we can't hear?
It's a caution. A caution.
Sorry?
Could you speak?
No llega el sonido. You can hear me now? Yeah, I'm asking to Maria. You said that we have to pay for the furniture that SPF talked about it in Slack. That 12 tables, 24 benches, and 4 desk chairs.
We don't need to pay, but there's assurances, and so to take them out, we will have to put a check with 1,000, and we will get it back if everything goes well.
Okay.
Okay, but what we said, it was also that he made the demand to this association, and it just needs to confirm on the end day. So maybe we can reflect, not decide today, but think about these implications, and to see if we achieve to redo our module and design thinking solution. And if we don't need the tables, we will not use the benches of this association. And so I think it's not good to need a caution that is made in the name of one of us. So if the association could do this check, it was okay, but a person, I think it's not a good idea.
Yeah, I agree, because also that doesn't solve the problem, because we only have that furniture between Tuesday and Thursday, so we have the problem also Friday and Saturday, so there's no need to. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so well,
yeah, I think it's a really good idea that the individual design, but I understand that this is a complement of the rest of the infrastructure or rest of the design. Can you hear me?
I think that the microphone is not very well, but
always.
Ya, pero mira aquí el sonido. Escucha poco.
So,
Haz una cosa,
I am.
apaga ese y ponemos este, que yo creo que se escucha mejor. Este micro. ¿Sabes lo que decir?
Okay.
One moment.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I think we have some problems. I understood that there is one of the problem is we have some materials for some days. The other one is the question is we have to disappear of the place every day, like in Nuit Debout. You know what I mean?
Sí.
We have to go. We have to go out of the place every day. Maria?
I don't have this information. I think Nuit Debout is an informal meeting. So I don't know if Analia has other informations. Anyway, Domenico, Analia, and Sviat, they will join this Saturday, the Nuit Debout. And so maybe there will be more elements. But for me, it can become a parallel event. But it will be also a little bit a surprise because we don't know, or at least I don't know, and I'm not in the contact with the people behind how they work, and if they are thinking to be there on the same dates. I don't know. I don't have that information. Sorry.
Okay, but I think we need some common places, you know, because if we have just the individual design, individual pack, or that design, the rest of the people who is around the place, the place is not doesn't feel in the infrastructure. You know what I mean? I don't know if.
I think that we need to maybe what we have to do is to organize what each of us can offer. So maybe I can have a big balloon. I can have so we can make sure that we have seats, we have covers, we have all of that, because it can happen that maybe all of us have big balloons, and then we also have seats, but we don't have anything else. So, you know.
Yes, but I think it's really not. It's really maybe a problem to sit on the floor during all the week and work on the floor. But I think it's interesting to work the number. We have to define in according with the event structure and the groups of work and teams and thematics and moments of the day. Maybe defining, okay, we will need to have like 5 groups that will have around 10 people, one group that is always there, and so on. And doing this, we can, with people and with this module, I don't know if they are balloons or water, whatever, I don't know, we can like to mark on the square circle limits, or kind of just points on this, or circuits, or maybe a drawing with things on the floor. But also I find can be very interesting, because the square is there and is very strong, but at the same time people use it because they get sit on the floor. They use these kind of circles. There's also you saw there's this covered zone like a shed. There's a pyramid, and we could work a community or working groups with different forms that could be forms linked with civic-wise, that could be with the logo, some green triangles. That means that the people that are in the green zone, they are maybe. I think with the balloons, the problem is the helium. That because to make it interesting, the balloons have to go up, and the helium is expensive. But it could be, imagine that it will be something like that. We could have, each one could have a balloon attached on the hand or on the feet, or we could have also balloons of colors, of civic-wise colors, that could be attached to the stones on the floor, and that we will define a circle, a triangle, or a spiral, I don't know. But I think the design building team could use people as a design material. So define how people could define space eventually with this module that sometimes will be attached with the person, so I can have a balloon around me, or sometimes we can take out these objects of us and put it to I don't know, together to define a circle, because at that moment of the day we will do the assembly. So all the balloons of each groups transform in a big limit, but it's an open limit, you know, like people go. I don't know, I think there is the design that goes further. We can have lots of ideas, but it could be interesting. What we thought it was, okay, the important is that we have to be independent of the others. And so let's be creative and let's use this problem as so we will not have to use tools, and there's already a lot of things done with pallets and with wood and with balloons and with plastic. But let's try maybe to do something that could also speak about this event, about civic-wise, about the moment, what is the first Glocal camp. And maybe let's try to do this, to design the space, but design with the space, design with the pyramid, the circles, the shed. So use the limits of the square that are given, because we cannot use everything. And I don't know, really, I think that is the challenge of the design team. And the idea was also that, again, we could work now from outside in these constraints, and then use the first and 2 days to together define how we will use it. Because the idea is that the Glocal camp, it's a moment to work together and to define and maybe make a small design project together. And I think maybe we should not design, or I don't know until where you have went, but maybe you should much define like the model, the constraints, the principles, the strategy. And when we arrive on Monday together, you will speak, and these people have 2 days with your rules to do something together. I don't know, but the idea is also that you don't do everything by your own. So you define the rules, and then you work with all people that were not in the design team, but that we will follow you, because you say, okay, we found there's a ship thing that, I don't know, it's a flower in plastic, that is something with a light, I have no idea. We try to fix something that is accessible, that everybody could buy in 24 hours. And I don't know, it could be a white hat, I don't know, you know, it could be stupid thing, or it could be just lines. We could define that, okay, it's a rope, and with lines of, like a line, we could do some things, giving notes, like, like the peoples on the boats, like fishing men. We could have a rope, a big rope. Each person brings 3 meters of rope, and with each rope, we build each day something to define working groups or to define an object in the end of the day. I don't know, like it can be everything.
We were on that terms, in terms of define rules and not define a design, because, like you said, the interesting thing is to make the design and to do this, to make the design there with all the people, with all the community in Monday and Tuesday. But we were thinking in terms of infrastructure so we can do all the activities that we want to do, and I like the idea. I like the idea of making simple, of not depend on anybody. And I don't know if right now the goal has to be to define what kind of things and objects can we carry to the camp, and if we have to not design, but make like a common strategy and a space strategy about how we can place that objects, if we are going to do making some groups maybe, and I don't know.
I think it's the individual design. It's one of the part. It's a part of the system that we did it. We did yesterday, because I think.
Sorry, Artemi, I don't know what you mean about individual design.
It's like this.
Can you explain me?
Individual object that you can sit it, you can I don't know, you can work, you can. It's like a bag that you have everything. This is your.
She were talking, I think, that you don't have to have everything in your bag.
Yeah.
You have
left.
Yeah. You have one object. Every of us, each of us have one object, and then we design all of us with all the objects. Is that right?
The idea was to find a good module that, in a way, a module,
yeah,
a modular thing. A module, it could be a brick, could be a stone, could be a rope, could be whatever, something. And we did. It's kind of a symbol that each one could have it on this pocket, and we can. If we have it with us, it can symbolize us as individuals on the space. But once we decide to put it together, we develop objects, or like a sculpture together in the end of the day, or we define spaces of work. And what I think it could be really challenged, because also in time we have a big problem, is really maybe we have really to articulate and define, and Dominique was thinking that maybe we should just have 2 days of design and building and not 3, because and also it apparently Monday and Tuesday it will be the days with less of persons, not with everybody. I don't know, but I think it's really important to articulate design and build team with the event, and with the mapping of skills, because we need to know how we will organize the day, what are the different functions of the day, to define which spaces we need. Are we will working in individual groups, like the group of publication, the group of city engagement, and with the end of the day assembly? I think this is a big challenge, and I don't know if you decide that it's better to design benches and so on. Why not? But I think it was not also what you were going. You were going to define which kind of groups. But I think if we are still a little bit far about how structure the week. And I think with this structure of the week, then the design building team and could know what we are doing with this object also, because in a way the object should respond to main needs. But that is my question. I don't know if we can say to people that they will spend 1 week working seated on the floor. I don't know until where we can go. For me it's okay, but there's maybe people that I will not accept at all. That becomes a problem. Yeah. And so Artemi, what you were saying about a bag that can do everything, it's kind of it's an object similar that we could do. When I say a rope, a line, we cannot see it. Maybe we can see it because maybe if we have a 3 meters big truck, and if we put it like this, then we can sit on it, you know. But yeah. I don't know. I think I don't have fixed ideas. I think it can be everything.
No, I mean, I just wondering if okay, with that basis lines, what is the goal right now? We need to define the dynamic of the design that days, Monday and Tuesday, with that objects, or we need to define typologies of a space that we can define with the square, with the people, and with that objects. I don't know. I think that we need to define the next goal.
I think we need to do the three things at the same time. One is to define what are all the basic things that the object should answer. And then with all these questions, we will arrive to maybe 2 types of objects. And when we could make a call to everybody to say which of these objects you prefer. I don't know. So, okay, we will define together a module. At the same time, we have to define what you were saying. What is how the event will work on? And I think it's not just Monday and Tuesday. I think it's all the week.
Yeah.
So that is the other thing. It has to be done in parallel. And the third one, I don't know what it can be, but I think we have to act in the 3 lines at the same time. And I think that is the goal of the design of building, is to define a strategy to have the answers you need on the time we have.
Okay. Well, about the program of the event, we were talking about it, and we don't know if we were wondering about if we have to develop the program, or is that other group. I think it's good that making in parallel as the design build group, because the design dynamic or strategy has to respond to the event and to the activities, and to the also we want to talk with civic engagement, because we need to know also what is the skills of the community and what, things like that, because the design has to respond also to that. So
yeah, I think it's really articulation. It's a little bit difficult, but it's a challenge, because the people of the skills, I don't know. I saw Francesco. I think they have already lots of answers. They are working on it. About this, so the skills are kind of being mapping, and people saying what they want to do and so on. So that's really important for you to know. And also the problem of the event is a problem of all of us. We have established kind of in the beginning a plan, but it's still adapted, and the problem is that there's not really a team of the event yet. So maybe, I don't know, Domenico was saying we have really to put energy on it. I made a draft, but maybe I think he needs to evolve, but I would like that other people could make it.
Where is the draft?
It's in event. You go Glocal camp event.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
And in even there's a kind of a first plan of the week, but I think maybe with the meeting between of persons that are interested in the event, people of the mapping of skills, and people of the Glocal design and build, and maybe also people of the communication, that is Juliette. We should make a working moment, an atelier, like taking 2 hours one day and working with Hangout and do this. And I think they are wanting to give a big kickoff next week. Unfortunately, I'm not available next week, but there will be a lot of other people. And I don't know. I think we should maybe really have like 1 hour working, but really working in Hangout, working together, crossing these elements.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good idea, but
about the program, just a quick idea. I think that maybe we need to do something similar to the design. I mean, not to define every activity and every thing that we are going to do every time, but to design a structure of a day, because maybe the activities can change in that week, because we want to do one thing or another thing, but maybe we can think about a structure of the day. In the morning we are going to have a debate or a talk, or I don't know, and then at the afternoon we are going to make no está on, okay. In the afternoon we can make another ludic activity, things like that. I don't know, but no, start on. But think about the structure of the day, and not not think about the specific activities. We can have some ideas, but I think it's impossible to have an accurate program, and then 5 till 5 to 6 we are going to do that, and till 6 to 7 we're going to do that, because I think it's impossible to
I would say that maybe we could have, because people that take or people that are on the Glocal camp that say I don't want to be there on Tuesday, I think it's important I think you're right, it should be more open, but in somewhere on the place we should have an overview of what will happen between the Glocal camp. I think
so the people
there will be kind of a plan, but very open, just to situate people, the teams, or whatever. And then maybe a structure of the day, and maybe we can define each day what we'll be doing in the next. I think Domenico and maybe Francesco, maybe they are also very strong ideas about it. And I think we should really see what people answered to design and skills, because there people are saying what they want to do in the Glocal camp. And maybe we'll find, maybe looking to the answers, we will find what you were saying. It will be a global plan, a small plan, a day plan. We will predefine it, or each day we will do the other day. I don't know. But I think you're right. It cannot be very closed. But we have to have, I think we have to have an overview of the Glocal camp as a unit, and then maybe to have it per day. No problem. And this also is very useful for the people that are doing the communication, because then they can plan, and they can know, okay, for the second day I need to do these, and I will communicate about these.
Okay.
But I don't understand one thing. So we don't even know how many groups we have to work with.
I think it's starting to appear. There was kind of a first proposal, and I didn't read the answers of the skills to understand. I don't know, but for instance, from my side, I said that I would like to have a moment to discuss and to work on the publication. So I would like that in the Glocal camp there's a space and a zone dedicated at least 1 day or 2 days for the publications. I don't know what Danny, you said, and the other guy said. I said from my side, I asked that. I asked also for Atelier de Rua. I think I asked for, I don't know if I said that all the days we should have a meeting. We also spoke that in the first days, or maybe in the morning, we should have a breakfast together that everybody could present in a very short. But after there was this idea of a video that Aurélie said that maybe each person could make his video. But in fact, for the number of groups, Danny, that you are questioned, and what these groups are doing, I think we have to compare with the answers people gave. So maybe we have to check this with Francesco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we have to check, of course, the mapping that Civic Engagement Group did.
Maybe we should really do. I think it's very hard, but we like we did in Design New Civico. There was a party moment. I think we should try an hangout, a working hangout of production. Putting, I don't know how we can do this, but it seems for me clear that there's a problem. We need, now that the event is arriving, every people are contributing in different levels. So we need to put people of communication working with the people of design and build with the ones of the event. So I would say the next step is making a 2 hours workshop, online workshop, to define.
People of every group.
Sorry?
With people for every group, with people.
If it could be possible, but it will be very difficult to manage. Maybe just one representative of each group, the coordinator, and but before it has to be prepared. So the results of the mapping of skills has to be analyzed. So we have to be sure that all people said that, because what is interesting is in that questionnaire people say if they will be there, when they will be there, I think, and what they want to do. And this is also very important, for example, for the accommodation. What we were saying is that we need to know how many people are coming to see, and people who are in Paris that can receive, to check how many places we have to find to accommodate people. So in fact, yes, what you were saying, we should have a meeting with the coordinator of each group and define the main lines.
Okay, but there's some things that we can develop in individual hangout. I mean, for example, the program event. I think that we need to work on that, and we need to develop that, because also for the design build, and maybe we can do a hangout for an hour or an hour and a half, and to work on the program and to define another version of the draft, and to make it clear, so we can continue to the design build.
Maybe what we could do, so now this hangout will be available on YouTube, and maybe when we publish these, we can put it in the general channel of Glocal Camp, making a small resume, and saying everybody, we need this on this day. And if there's just 5 people available, will be these 5 people that will do it. I don't know. I am a little bit extreme, but the things have to go further.
Okay. Okay, things that we need. We need to develop the program. We need to have the information of civic engagement. And for specific design build,
we need the rules, the constraints, the rules of the object to define together at least 1 or 3 that after people can vote. Or if you just find a good object, just propose it.
Okay.
For the civic engagement, we can maybe specify that it is about the mapping of skills. And the design and building are two things. Design of building, I think you have to think about the object or the constraints that will define the object, and also you have to think already, maybe in an abstract way, how we could create groups. If it's how can we dialogue with the physical existing, always working in a big assembly together, or we'll make spread groups, because very difficult on the different in the square to have like 10 different groups spread, or to be every time concentrated, and also to be concentrated one day on the east of the square. We could also work about this. One day we are in a spot of the square, the other day we are in the other, we could. So this, I think it's very, this maybe you can start to reflect what you think it's more interesting, according also with the square we have.
Okay. Okay.
So object constraints and design the space, in fact, the human space, human place, human space, and also think always about design and build. I think you do it about this kind of being symbolic of civic wise, and kind of it has to be a design that also to define the constraints of your design. So it should speak about local camp, it speak about civic design, it should speak about humans, it should speak about concentration, individual, open, closed. How could the design you are defining speak about these values? And the territorial, exactly the territorial edge, how you dialogue with the existing square, or how you can conflict. Maybe we could have like a design of people's like seated in the circle in a very harmony way, but we could also create conflict with the territorial, just to, I don't know, to explore configurations of people that could, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but I hope it's in continuation of what you are doing, or not.
No.
Well, actually, we were very lost, I think.
I think that it can fit, because, like I said, we were thinking in that terms of design rules and not a specific design. But we were thinking on that in the basis of have materials there in Paris and things like that. So we just need to fit the strategy of have a system, but without logistic material there, and then fits with the material of us, of each of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need to work on that.
But discuss also together, maybe between, because the team of design and build, you are like 6 people, or, so I don't know, but I'm sure you.
Well, by now, I think Danny, Artemi, and me. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. We were together. That we. I think maybe now we need to sleep on it and reflect about what have been done.
Yeah.
What can we do? And it has to be easy. We cannot complicate our work because we don't have a lot of time. So it has to be easy, and it will be great because we'll be together, and that's nice.
Okay. To work.
We have to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
To work, just one thing. To work about the program event, we can make a hangout. I don't know, Monday or Sunday.
Do you mean with everyone?
What?
With all the groups?
the more people, the best. But
that is very difficult to generate. So maybe do with these 4 people like the event, civic engagement, design and build, and communication. So it means
okay.
5 people, 4 people may try to do a working and establish that in a Slack. You make a message and see we need to make a 1 hour work before Wednesday. It would be good if it would be on before Wednesday. But now I have really need to go, and Danny also. But I think
Okay.
any things we can change in Slack, and any yeah, we'll keep all in contact.
Yeah, just that
Okay.
on the weekend, on this weekend I can. It has to be on Monday for me.
Okay, maybe Monday. Okay.
Okay, we talk on Slack.
Yeah, we can talk in a Slack and.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
So,
Bye.
see
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Thank you.
Bye.